Hello, so Tony and myself have decided to hit 2 garden centres in one day today. Say hello, Tony.
Hello, Tony.
So we're going to start off in our local store in Neath, South Wales. So we've come down to B&M now, yet again, and I always like just to have a look around and see if they've got anything new in stock. We've still got one large Trachycarpus virginii. A lovely example of a plant that. And they've got a nice waggy here as well. And that's $37.50. It's in good condition. So let's go around the shop and see what they've got. Anything new in stock? You never know what they're gonna have from week to week. But I can't see anything different. Still got the nice grasses here, £6.50. A Carex ice dance and a gold band. What have they got at the top? They've still got Phormium Jester and the Lamandra white sands. I do like these grasses here. Not the intense blue. I've had them before. Lovely, but I didn't really like them in my garden. What have they got here? Amazon Mist. That's quite nice. And look at them. They look a bit wild. Still got the ferns here. How much are these? Let's have a look. £4 each, or 3 for £10. And I think a few people have been buying these, as there's lots of empty containers, and I think they've mostly gone for the heart's tongues ferns. People must be buying quite a lot of ferns. So they've still got the Fatsia spider's web, and that's a lovely example there for £8.50 in really nice condition. And I think I may pick up another one of these Nandina Obsessed. I bought one of these last week and I really like the look of that plant, so I think it's time pop one of them in the trolley. You've got a good selection of bedding plants here. Not something that I would go for, but plenty of primroses, lots of lovely colours. And what have they got over here? Alpines. And I've had these plants before. These are a lovely trailing plant, £6.50 a vinca. Nice flowers on them. I do love a blue flower in the garden. Beautiful. And these ones here are absolutely lovely. Beautiful. And what a nice show of daffodils. £8.50 for one large plant. Now I always like to have a look at the clearance plants. And there's not an awful lot here, but I did notice these up the top. And these are the hellebores. Now I know the flowers have gone at the moment, but these are lovely big plants and they'll come back next year with another show. And that's well worth the £8. So they're not far off half price. And sometimes it's worth looking to see if there's anything. I mean, look at that buddleia there. £2. What else have they got? Hebes, £2.50. Excellent price on those rhododendrons up there, £12.50. And they're a really good size for that price. Azaleas, £6.50. And then looking at the bottom shelf, it looks like they've sold an awful lot of these. And these are the Lecothaway, and I also bought 2 of these. Now these shelves were completely full, but they've only got a few now, just at the front. There's also plenty of roses here, lots of different types, bush rose, shrub rose, climbing rose, and these are all £5 each. Plenty to choose from here. Now another lovely plant for the tropical garden has definitely got to be Ascot Rainbow. And these are £8.50. So they're a good size for that price. And these will grow into a beautiful, good sized plant. If only I had the space for one of these, I'd be picking one of these up. There's also a good size Trachycarpus virginii, £37.50. Now it's only a small trunk, about a foot and a half, but the actual plant I would say is a good 4.5 feet tall. That's a lovely example for £37.50. And sometimes it's best to grow them from a smaller plant as they establish better in the garden. That's a really good plant for that price, and I am tempted. And how about this for a nice tropical display? Nandinas, £25, and Fatsia japonicas. And more of them, Lomandra white sands. And down the bottom there is a smaller example of the Trachycarpus. And I didn't notice this one as it was behind me, but what a size on this. And this is the biggest one that I've seen for £150. And that's got to be 9 foot tall, at least. A lovely looking plant, £150. And just look at the trunk on that. Beautiful.
You can't see it.
That's a fantastic looking plant with plenty of growth in there. And that's probably the best Trachycarpus that I've seen for sale in B&M. What an example. So moving inside the store, it's also nice to see that they're starting to have their outdoor things in stock. And I'm loving those cushions there. They're lovely. What else have they got further down? They're quite nice too. £2. They are lovely too. They would fit in well. £3 for the garden sign. So how much are these tropical cushions here? £8 each. Go nice with the tiki bar. Some lovely wooden wall plaques as well. £8. Anything else here now that catches my eye? And look at that for a plant stand, £30. So shall we start outside and let's have a look and see what they've got. So it's lovely to see the plants coming in now for spring. Lovely hellebores. And what have we got over here? Plants for Mother's Day. $15.99 for these lovely azaleas. And that's lovely. It's actually called a Mother's Day azalea. And it's beautiful to see some colour. And the plant that I was looking for a few weeks ago in B&M, the Lacothaway Burning Love, they've actually got in stock here, $11.99. So I'll definitely be picking one of these up for the trolley. And what a selection of roses to choose from. Now they're all sort of £15 or round about that. Hybrid tea, floribunda, bush roses. There's just so much. But there's definitely beautiful selection. Look at that one. A golden delicious hybrid tea. Lovely orange colour. Lovely red robin plants. The Photinia. And then if I just spin around, you can see the difference in the Carré Rouge. Just look how bright they are in comparison with the ordinary Photinia red robin. I've got loads of these in the garden and they're definitely one of my favourites. And they've also got a lovely selection of Welsh pots here with Cymru written on them, which means Wales in Welsh. And just look at them. $49.99 for the larger ones and $22.99 for the smaller ones. And look what Tony's found there, one with sunflowers on.
Sunflowers on it.
$19.99. That'll look nice by the front door. And going back to the roses outside, I'm definitely going to pick up that lovely orange one again, if I can find it. Now, where was it? There it is. A golden delicious. I love the orange colour of it. Let's pick out the best one out of the bunch. And I think it's the one at the back. And I'll also pick up some feed as well to go with it, as I've just used the last of my feed. But I think that lovely orange will look nice in amongst the tropical style plantain. So I also need to pick up some food for my camellia and my rhododendron. So I think I'll go for that one there, $3.99. So we're home now, and what exactly did I pick up? Well, in Zoar's I picked up this lovely bush rose, which is a hybrid tea, and it says on it that it's very fragrant. It's called a Golden Delicious. Large golden amber blooms. So I can't wait for this to be in the garden this year. Just look at the colour on that. That was $15.99. I picked up another Nandina Obsessed, and I just love them. I bought one of them last week and I liked it so much I want another one. Just listen to them birds up there. And one plant that I have been looking for in B&M for a very long time, but sadly by the time I went to get it they'd sold out, is the Lacothaway Burning Love. And I picked this one up in Zoar's. So that's 3 new plants to pop into the garden in the next few days. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look around the places where I tend to buy most of my plants for the garden, and that is B&M in Neath Town Centre, and also just around the corner from there is Zoar's Garden Centre. I never seem to come away from these 2 places empty-handed, and I'm really looking forward to finding somewhere to put that new rose, which is the Golden Delicious, with its lovely orange blooms. That should fit in really well with my planting scheme here. So until next time, please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't done so already, as this really helps the channel to grow, and it's completely free to do so. And if you haven't already, also why not consider just pressing the hype button, as this helps the smaller channels like ours have a little bit more viewing time. So I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.